You remember the moment, not the argument, the moment after. The silence where you replayed what you said and felt something curdle in your stomach. You told yourself you'd stay calm this time. You didn't. And now you're doing the thing you always do afterward, building the case against yourself. Overreacted, embarrassing, not who I want to be. So you make a decision, quietly, without ceremony. Next time, you won't let it out. You'll hold it, manage it, smile through it. And for a while that works, until it doesn't. Until it comes out sideways, at the wrong person, over the wrong thing, at a volume the moment didn't call for. And you're back in that same silence, running the same case against yourself. Explode or suppress. Those are the only two settings you've ever been offered. Nobody ever told you there was a third option, because nobody ever told you what anger actually is. You were taught to treat it like a malfunction, a glitch in an otherwise reasonable person, something to fix, manage, medicate, meditate away. But a malfunction doesn't show up this reliably. A malfunction doesn't have this much precision. Always at the exact moment you feel small or dismissed or unseen. That's not a glitch, that's a pattern. And patterns exist for a reason. 2000 years ago, a Roman statesman sat down to write an entire book about this. Not to explain anger away, but because he lived inside it and couldn't out-argue it with willpower alone. His name was Seneca, and what he understood was uncomfortable, then and now. He didn't see anger as an enemy to defeat. He saw it as evidence, proof that something underneath had already been hurt before the shouting ever started. Anger, he noticed, never arrives first. Something else arrives first. Anger is what shows up to guard it. Think about the last time you actually lost it. Really lost it. Not mildly annoyed. Gone. Was it really about the dish left in the sink? Or was it about feeling like your effort in that house doesn't register unless you make noise about it? Was it really about the comment your friend made? Or was it the sudden small terror that maybe he's right, maybe you are that person? Anger doesn't announce what it's protecting. It just protects it. Fast, loud, and first. Like a guard dog that gets there before you've even seen the intruder. This is the part almost nobody tells you. Underneath every outburst you've ever had, there's something quieter. Something that couldn't defend itself, so anger did it instead. Fear wearing a louder coat. Grief that never got to cry. Powerlessness that finally found a voice, even if it's the wrong one. You spent years fighting the guard dog, trying to train it, muzzle it, medicate it into silence. Nobody ever walked past it to ask what it was guarding. There's another thinker who circled this same idea from a different angle. Krishnamurti didn't talk about anger as something you have. He talked about it as something you are, for that moment. And the instant you try to stand outside it and judge it, you've already split yourself in two. The part of you observing the anger and the anger itself. But there was never two of you, just one person in pain trying to survive the feeling of not being safe. That's why suppression never worked. You can't discipline a guard dog by pretending it isn't there. It just gets more suspicious, more trigger happy, waiting for the next thing to misread as a threat. And you can't just let it run loose either, because a guard dog with no instructions doesn't protect you. It just attacks whoever's closest. There's a third way, quieter than both. You stop asking how to control the anger. You start asking what it's afraid will happen if it stands down. Not in the heat of it. Nobody can think in the heat of it. Later, in the silence you already know so well. The one after the outburst where you usually just punish yourself. Use that silence differently this time. Don't ask why did I overreact. Ask what did that protect. Sit with the real answer, even if it's smaller and more embarrassing than the anger that covered for it. Even if it's just, I felt invisible. I felt like it didn't matter if I disappeared from that room. That's not weakness. That's the thing the anger was standing in front of the entire time. Seneca never promised a life without anger. He knew better than that. What he offered was smaller and far more useful. You don't have to fight the fire. You just have to stop mistaking the smoke for the whole story. The guard dog can rest once it knows you finally saw what it was guarding. You were never a person with an anger problem. You were a person who kept getting hurt in ways too quiet to name, and something in you got loud on your behalf. It was never trying to ruin you. It was trying to protect the part of you that never got protected the first time. Start seeing life from deeper perspective and subscribe if you're willing to think.